Hi, my name's Shawn, and I'm making this video specifically for people like me, and I hope that this is going to help you. What this video right off the bat is teaching me is I need a tan. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and yes, I am here in the United States. The thing we're talking about right now is electronic cigarettes. For me personally, I did see an electronic cigarette. Not only that, but I got to try it out, and that, of course, was about 2 months ago. During that time, somebody had given it to me. I tried it out and wasn't impressed at all. It had a very small puff, if not no puff at all. And I kind of saw it as just, a novelty. And then, about 4 days ago, a very close friend of mine sent me a email and told me that I had to try electronic cigarettes as he knew my smoking habits, and volunteered to buy it for me. That in itself prompted me to look into this a little bit deeper. Now, let me first tell you about myself. For me, I've been smoking for over 20 years, and I currently now smoke American Spirit and a good portion over a pack a day. Not too much over that. It pretty much settles down to about a carton a week. As many of you know here in the States, and at the time that we're filming this, it's costing me about $54 per week and well over $200 per month. So, of course, monetary value does influence a few things, but more importantly, health too. I've come to a point in my life over the last few months that I don't mention it to a lot of other people, but I have become very aware of my habit as far as what it's doing to me physically and on a health scale. So here I go, and here I tell you about what I'm doing here. I'm making this video as I spent the good portion of 3 days researching electronic cigarettes, and it was very confusing. It's a very interesting world out there, and discouraging. It wasn't until I really decided, hey, I want to do this. And let me tell you why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because, number one, I don't see myself stopping smoking anytime soon, traditional cigarettes. And when I really looked into this, this was a good option for me. It's not the exact same thing as smoking. If it was, I think everybody else would be doing it right now. But one of the great reasons for doing it is to improve on our habits, the things that we love to do. Of course, when we do something like smoking, especially in this day and age, we've learned how much it affects other people, how bad it is for us, the amount of money that we are paying now for it, and there's a lot of things that have made us extremely well aware. I personally couldn't do the patch or gum, things of that nature. Of course, for me, whether it's right or wrong or indifferent, I enjoy the habit of smoking, along with some of the other things that it relieves stress. For me personally, I'm an entrepreneur, not only an entrepreneur, but of course been in sales on and off for many years, and it's something that trying to stop smoking just is very difficult to do, and I haven't had the strength to do it. I am hoping that through electronic cigarettes, I'm going to move over from traditional smoking into this new world of electronic cigarettes. Here's what I found out. What I found out is an electronic cigarette, which is a little bit more difficult to find out here or there on the internet, and I'm going to try to help you out with right now, is a very simple system. It is 3 parts. And right now, in the current industry, you can get one that looks exactly like a cigarette as far as size goes. We're going to get into that a little bit later. The first portion of it, of course, is a battery. The second portion of it is what's called an atomizer. And the third portion of it is a filter. All 3 of these work in conjunction to produce a simulated cigarette. The battery is pretty much a given. It gives the power to the unit. It gives power to the atomizer. And what happens is the atomizer pulls off of the filter, and filter from what we're used to, it's different. It actually stores the liquid. The liquid that it stores is, of course, nicotine with flavor, and the atomizer converts it into a liquid vapor, a water vapor, just so everybody knows, and produces the end user where you are inhaling it, the same thing into your lungs, very similar to a cigarette. What the benefits obviously are is it's water or a water-like state. It has nicotine in it and flavor. So, of course, I wanted to look into this a lot more. This is something that I could definitely see doing. Am I going to stop from it? Stop smoking? That's something down the road. But this I saw as something that can really move me away from the big harms of smoking. I'm not saying that electronic cigarettes are healthy. Anytime that you're putting something in your body, you really got to look at what that might be. I'm not the healthiest guy in the world. I love my fried foods and having some cocktails and all that other stuff. And I like to think that I'm, like a lot of us out there, right? Okay, so getting on to this, just so you know, like I said, this is a little bit more in personal. I've made myself some notes here. My computer's right here. Why am I doing this? Like I said, it's to help other people out. This is the first of what I hope is going to be many episodes that we're going to do. And it's going to see if Shawn can stick to the electronic cigarette. All right. So my expectations, very specifically, are within a few weeks to be down to maybe 1 or 2 cigarettes versus my pack and a half a day that I do with using electronic cigarettes. So that's one of my first things that I'm going to be looking to do, and hopefully weaning out the traditional cigarette altogether, which would be great, wouldn't it? All right. Why I'm doing that, of course, is like I said, 20 years. I'd like to breathe again. I'd like my taste buds to be back again. We all know, I mean, at the end of the day, we have family and friends where they deal with our smoking habits because they love us. But at the end of the day, I think all of us deep down say, hey, I love the habit. I love some of these different things, but I really wish that I could, change it. And I think that this is something that's great. Okay. So I had noticed the first thing, as far as looking for 3 days via the internet mainly, is there is so many difficult things to learn about this. The information, there's too much, and it really is. The more you get into it, the more confusing it is, and the more you say, what the heck am I even looking at? So that was something that I really had to venture of, and what I'm telling you right now is my experience, and that's what all of these videos are going to be. And keep your fingers crossed that there's going to be more, because that means I'm still doing it. And it's just going to show you me as a smoker moving over what it was really like. I could never find anything on the internet which was, hey, my name is Bob, and I